Okay, guys, hopefully the microphone is working a little bit better today. I've been having some issues with it. Not sure why. I could get my soundboard out and try to run through that. I don't know if that would be any better or not, but it is an option that we could utilize. Yes, no, maybe so. I don't know. The thing I'm going to do is I'm going to speed up the time. I want to get past the storm. Um, sure what time the rain is supposed to stop. Let's take a peek at that and see if you can see the time the rain stop. Something stop at the fourth rule. Now, while we're waiting, we can get ourselves hooked up. See, and all right. Looks like we have got with the rain. Amazing, this thing is actually full. Let's see what happens. It should make sure that I've got enough to use that into with the okay, it's on automatic. Yeah, I think we're good. We're good to go, guys. We're good to launch. So now that is that the only thing I want to see is how big a build can I make? It only allows for this size build. Okay, it only does 125. So that's fine. You know what we can do. All right, let's get back into this, guys. So we're going to go ahead and we can start by just getting this all bailed up. I'm not sure what we're going to do long term with the bales. Actually intended on um, doing, actually intended to, build storage facilities. So I might actually pop out of my thing here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And jump out. We're going to see what we can get for failed storage. Uh, and have ourselves a good old home. So, let's go. So we're looking for the storage. And knock it out. Oh, let's see how that goes. Load back up, get back to it. So while I'm waiting for my Farming Simulator to load up, I am playing on my phone. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it is Farm RPG on my phone. I love this little game. It's kind of like an idle game, but I do enjoy it a bit. I'm waiting for my game to load. I can just do this, everything in between. Alright, you guys. Alright. Man, let's get moving. Like I said, I was hoping to put in some sort of a bale storage. Would be ideal. Be ideal to get bale storage and then also to get something in line. Once we go in, construction, silos, let's see what we got. These are all $57,000. Good time. Okay. And I don't know if I'll be able to really truly get what I want. I may have to go with this one that I just don't want. Even though it's the cheapest option, I just don't want it. I guess I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world to not want something because it's the cheapest option for a shed. That one's just too big. It's too expensive. But the footprint holds. Oh, the footprint's way too big too. Um, I mean, could go with G. Have a small one. That'll usually be fine. Obviously, I'd like it to really go. I would essentially take it right there. Make sure I move the block out. Okay, so I've got a fail storage location. Now the trick is to get all this cleaned up. Why is it making that noise? I can sense that this tractor will not be my tractor for long, mostly because of the windows. We're gonna make it a short-lived tractor. Ugh, gotta hug that turn. And I think we'll wind up getting probably close to, I'm gonna say 25 there. That's probably over. But I gotta get this cleared so that I can get my next field made and planted. There are no tractors available. That kind of sucks. So I need something that does not have the door. Like, this is, I know you guys can hear that, the clapping, and if it's driving me nuts, I'm driving right now. I can only imagine it's driving you guys nuts. But how's the audio coming through, you guys? Is the game audio, is it too loud? Is my audio too loud? Uh, Let me know in chat there. I'm always worried about my audio, so um, it's got to be this microphone. You're gonna have to get a new one. Yeah, I have some issues. All right, so yeah, no, it's definitely not here. Um, I think I'm gonna have to hook up my soundboard. I really don't want to have my soundboard hooked up, but I might be able to run my headset through it. And I think, honestly, a lot of my issue is the, so what I'm gonna have to do is I'll do my best to, I'm almost certain it's, I mean, I can probably use the microphone through my camera here. How's that? Uh, Hopefully, I mean, the camera's not really gonna read very well. And I'm just kind of trying to get this hooked up before we can try to capture sound. Um, just not sure on the sound. It's still doing the same. Okay. Huh. Um, Trying to think what else I can do. I have a microphone on a boom. I can try that. I have zero luck with it. Um, Let me think. I was doing a lot of changes earlier. Just trying to find out. Nope, does not have that. At least there's something going on with that. Let me think. Audio. Hmm. Trying to figure out. I'm wondering about a new tractor real quick. I think I'm gonna drive this tractor back and south. And mean, this is a big beefy tractor now. Mm, I mean, I think that's what we're gonna go with. I don't think there's a better option. I mean, I like the Pro Series a little bit better, but I can't afford that. Always go with the Stayer. No, I want to go with a Curtis International. I'm not gonna adjust any of that right now. That's Okay, how's this now? Any better? I'm hoping it's better. Um, awesome, awesome. I just went to onboard uh audio. I am going to turn down game volume a little bit. How's that now on the game volume? I hope it's not too loud. This tractor's actually really loud. So it looks like I'm going to need to get myself a new headset, which is fine. I appreciate your help getting me squared away there. Appreciate that a lot. Was having issues with it earlier today too. It's way gooder. I, that'll bring a smile to my face. So how you doing today? Oops. I raised up my I raised up my pickup and it always messes me up. But I do like this baling mod that I have. It actually stops the tractor. It slows it down when it starts to beep on the baler, and I like it a lot. It actually brings the tractor to a complete stop um, when it's ready to drop. I'm doing good now that I've got the uh, audio a little bit more sorted out. I was hoping that I could use a headset, um, and that way it kind of cut volume, the game volume out, so you guys didn't get any feedback from it. I just may have to really turn down my actual game volume. One thing I've noticed is I've got an issue with my camera using my mouse to scroll around, but I do have the directional keys on my laptop. Yeah, I'm gaming from a laptop. I'm cheap. I won't replace my laptop to stream online. But yeah, every time I go to use um, my mouse to change my direction, it does nothing. So I'm gonna have to use the directional keys. So that's gonna take some getting used to. So have you seen the new? This is the uh, green countryside map. It just came out, I believe, yesterday. I like this map a lot, actually. Um, it reminds me a lot of No Man's Land from FS22 and 19. and I have severe OCD, so I'm gonna go back and grab this little bit of grass that I missed. Trying to get my field. Uh, this is where I'm gonna put my wheat field. I don't know if I should do wheat or barley. I was thinking about getting some chickens for next summer, and I don't want to pay for feed. I have a $500,000 loan to pay off on this, and that just seems like a recipe for disaster. Um, Getting in over my head with things like uh, animals, but chickens are fairly inexpensive to, um, you know, keep alive. So I'm thinking barley, give myself about 10,000 liters. You're right though. If there isn't a reason to change it. Uh, if it is working. But in the afternoon, when my kids are home from school, that's when it becomes an issue because they get loud. I have a 9-year-old without volume control, does not understand the concept of inside and outside voices. I also have a 5-year-old who just likes to holler his wants and needs across the house. And that's not even to mention the 14 and 16-year-old that have conflicting personalities. So yeah, I want to get this cleared out. I want to be able to make, you know, 10 to 15,000 liters of barley. I've already done the field up top and on the other side of the homestead there, and that's this is a nice map. It's got some decent topography. Sorry, I'm struggling with big words. Words sometimes are hard. Um, it's got nice topography and it's kind of a little bit of like a rolling hills. Um, it's I think it's my second favorite sandbox style map. Maybe it's definitely top three. Um, I really, really like for, sandbox style. I really like Alone in the World, and I like the um, uh, No One's Land. That one's a good one too. No One's Land, though, everything is so big. It's hard unless you are going to do a mega farm right from the get-go. It's hard to really get involved in that one. I haven't done Iowa Plains. I know there's a lot of content out there on Iowa Plains, and that to me is really cool. I wish I wish I had done some more on it, but um, I, I mean, I look at maps and big field maps. I always feel like you have to have massive equipment. And I don't like starting with starter farms personally. Um, I like to try and uh, keep on my own like homestead type thing. And um, I really like the sandbox style. So this tractor, it actually sounds like a Kenworth semi. I'm just waiting for the Jake brakes to hit.
I mean, I also think that this is it just me or is this Case tractor seem too candy apple red? I mean, maybe it's just me. So then a good one for you would be flat map. I mean, it literally is a big flat map. Um, not a tree on it. So the only thing I don't like about maps with trees is when there's like this one random tree in the middle of nowhere that has nothing else near it. To me, I'm like, how did that tree get seated in the middle of nowhere? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense and drives me a little crazy. But yeah, trees aren't for everybody. I agree. So typically speaking, all my farms are, heavy on John Deere equipment. That's what I grew up with. So yeah, I've got a heavy John Deere influence in my life. And I was like, you know what? Let's go Case. I never go with Case. It's never been my personal personal preference. I'm hoping I can make a decent sized field. Farmlands is another good one that doesn't have an excess of trees. I mean, it's got one forest area, I believe, and then it's got some random trees on the outskirts of um, the individual plots. So that part I think is acceptable. Yeah, yeah. My mom still has my dad's old John Deere 4000, which actually is part of the game. You can get the John Deere 4000, 4010, 4020 series, and it is one of my favorite tractors. I love that series tractor. And it makes me so happy that it's in the game. So if I'm ever having a day where I'm like, usually it's one of those things. I'm almost 48 now, but uh, my dad passed away 10 years ago and he loved that tractor. So if I'm ever like having a day where I'm thinking about my dad, um, or, well, which is most days, but if I'm really having a day where I'm like, I wonder what Terry would be doing right now. I usually tend to get on my map that has that tractor, and I do a bit of a play on that. Kind of brings me to you know, it's almost like playing with my dad. I mean, he would never touch a computer, but still. But yeah, I really hate that whole right to repair crap. I mean, some of these farmers, they get a $280,000 tractor and they have crops that have to be in. And something goes wrong, and here you are stuck waiting for, you know, 3 to 6 weeks just to get your tractor in and looked at. I mean, that you're right though. It's complete BS. And um, yeah, I know that's part of why John Deere does so poorly overseas is that whole right to repair. So have you tried the Elm Creek on 25? Um, or haven't really been into that one. There is a ton of greenery on it, but it's got fields already in place and where you can like combine fields. That's the one thing I liked about that one. Um, is it's set up for you to buy the individual fields and then combine them if you want, or just leave them as they are. And that's a huge advantage to me. Uh, that very few maps really push. And that's sad because that's a lot of institutional knowledge with those John Deere mechanics. They have so much institutional knowledge, and now they have to start over. So not only they screwing over the farmers, but they're also screwing over those mechanics that have 20 years. They know how to work on these tractors, but now they can't because these dealerships are closing. They don't have anywhere to work. Yeah, I have the lumberjack mod going on here, and usually I want it on when I just want to destroy trees and just like erase them from a map. Deciduous trees especially. I despise leaves. I haven't seen a whole lot of Fent um, coming up in our area. Um, I see more and more New Holland though uh, popping up, which I believe that's also a European company. That's that's disappointing to hear. Um, yeah, and the thing is the company will get backlash. Like John Deere will get some backlash, but they won't get enough because they'll say, "Oh, well, those families they couldn't make it in today's agricultural, industry. They weren't willing to adapt." No, they weren't willing to be forced. If anything, people in agriculture are some of the most adaptable people you'll ever meet because um, they have to go with how things are going. It's too bad that that actually happens. I know that, and it's like corporations buying all this farmland. Uh, it's the same thing. The small farmer can't survive. So what's happening is these large conglomerates come in and they buy up all the surrounding land, and they're not so concerned with the crop prices because they're mass producing. So the small farmer loses out and is forced to sell to the conglomerate. And then the conglomerate comes in and says, "Hey, we need people to work on this farm. If you don't want to leave the area, we'll pay you $14 an hour as a farmhand on your own land that you owned a year ago." I mean, I know we live in a capitalistic society, but I feel like there's uh, certain areas that capitalism doesn't belong. And agriculture, I think, is one of them. Yeah, it's corporate greed. It's like they're gaslighting people when they blame everybody but the fact that they're the ones that caused the problem. I mean, everybody in this world has a boss. They have someone, I mean, very few people don't. So everybody has somebody that they answer to. And, corporations, it's the same for, a corporation. You know, there's shareholders, but, you know, we have one of the largest countries in the world, but we have, starving kids. And I struggle to have that be something that I'm willing to accept. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I grew up on a small farm, so I kind of, I remember. I mean, my it was to my dad, it was a hobby farm. He worked for General Motors, and um, he worked there for 30 plus years, and he bought a hobby farm, as he called it. And I mean, if he didn't have a good primary income, never would have made it as a small farmer. Even I say small farm, we still had 116 acres with about 70 tillable. There was no money in it. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Think about live streaming my competitive playthrough tonight. The person that I have on that multiplayer, they don't create content, so I'm actually thinking that I might do that tonight, uh, and just do something kind of show people what we're up to, show people that there's more than just the single player aspect of it. Um, and I have big plans tonight on what I want to do on that. We try to do 1 month every Tuesday. I think we're in year two, year three maybe, which I think is a lot of fun. If you ever get the chance to do multiplayer competitive, take it. So much fun. I know. Um, yeah, he actually watches my content. I would only be doing. He's actually asked me if I was going to live or do videos on our. We also have a cooperative playthrough, the same person and I, which is also a lot of fun. He's actually asked me if I was considering doing any uh, content on that because he was running out of things to watch. But I was thinking more along the lines of doing the competitive because I would just be doing mine. Actually, he would probably be more than fine with it because I'd probably be giving away all of my secrets that I plan on doing. Um, so we started off with a $250,000 loan. It took us 2 years to pay it, each of us 2 years to pay it off. We both paid it off in our last month, and I think we're both gearing up for a big overhaul of our properties. So I might be, if I go live on that, I might be giving away too much of my thing, what I'm planning on doing. I like this old case tractor interior. That kind of um, it's like a 1970s Dodge truck interior. I feel like everything's really close. Well, I made him nervous in our last one. I put down a cow pasture that cost 85 grand, and I just loaded it with dairy cows. I don't like doing dairy, but uh, it made him kind of nervous because he can only do, I think, um, he put in the inexpensive one and he's making good money off of it. But now I've got like 80 head of cattle and I can get to like 270. And I think that makes him a little nervous. My plan is to drop in 75 water or 75 of the buffalo and do mozzarella, buffalo mozzarella. So what's your current favorite mod you've been using? Well, we've got some greenhouses that pour the money in already, I think. A little more than what we should. Unfortunately, that has a tendency to happen. We both picked out a bunch of mods we wanted to use. Um, and we had to kind of go and make some rules and stipulations on it. Really, you like the crop rotation. I mean, I've always done crop rotation, even before it was a thing on here. So I didn't, I guess I haven't used it. I think I have it downloaded, but I haven't used it. If I want to get really complex, the one thing I did download and I've been trying to get an understanding of it is the red tape mod. It's a lot of information to digest. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough lime for this. Are you talking about the crop rotation mod, or are you talking about the red tape mod? All red tape is it's kind of interesting. Like you can get fined for violations on um like uh field runoff, or if your livestock don't have adequate spacing. Um, if something gets, like, if you have a crop that you're spraying herbicide and it's too close to your livestock, you'll catch a fine for it. Things like that. It's all based on a point system. After so many points, you get a fine. I think I just overbought on lime, but I'll be making another field in uh, next month or two, so it'll be it'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Really hoping to get another. Really hoping to get this seeded into barley. I mean, I don't like to do a lot of work at when it's once it's dark, but I might have to. I didn't want it to go into the the next month. Got a very red farm. You mean barley can't be planted in September? What can be? When can barley be planted? After winter barley. All right, that's new. I guess there's different crop types on this map. That's actually quite interesting. I think I'm only going to do two headlands on this, and then I'm just gonna jump right into my up and downs. Um, I haven't. I actually have the mods turned on for it uh for this playthrough, but I don't know if I'm gonna utilize them. I like fishing. I like that aspect because it's a slow roll, but I feel like the bonuses that they give you for catching trash or releasing fish are a little too generous. Also, $400 for a single large salmon also seems a little crazy. But I do enjoy the fishing portion. I think the fish farm ideology is a European thing because I don't think states or North America, I don't think we really focus on anything like that. I think that's a huge European thing, though. It's probably why they put it in there. Um, I think over here we've done nothing like it before, so we kind of try it out just to see it, and I think there's more of a novelty to it. I mean, in Europe, the land mass of a country is so much smaller than United States and Canada that I think the agriculture side of things over there, we do so much on a bigger scale over here. And I think that, the fishing industry is much larger over there than it is over here. So I do find this map interesting now that I know that it has different crop types like triticale and rye, winter wheat, winter barley. There's nothing really wintry about it other than you overwinter it, which is like any other barley or wheat. But some of the other crop types are interesting. Oh, because you have a summer wheat and summer barley that you plant in February and March. Yeah, but I like the triticale and the spelt. Those are interesting to me. And you also have rye, which I might plant a small field of rye. Whenever I find a map and I discover that it has different crop types, I really get interested in it because sometimes when all you have are the basic seven, you're like, oh, I've done this before. But when you can add something like rye or triticale, which triticale we don't grow that in North America. I mean, rye, but that's more, I think, out west. That's true. See, I think it'd be kind of cool to have like onion as part of like a um and then create like a spice production to go with it where you can do like minced onion, dried onion flakes, ground onion powder. And you could do the same with pepper and uh if you had like how cool would it have been in the Highlands, the Kinleg map to have like a sea salt factory? I mean, that'd be awesome. Yeah, 'cause pigs will eat anything. I say that, but so will chickens. I mean, chickens are little carnivores if you give them the chance. They eat their own eggs. One of my favorite productions is actually the I don't know if you've seen it or not. It came out 2, 3 months ago. It was Cricket Farms and Insect Flower. The crickets, they don't really grow quickly. You have to have more than one. Um, but like the insect flower, holy cow, you could feed that with like 4 cricket farms. It's one of my favorite productions. I've actually got the floriculture and herbal tea mods loaded in here, but I've never used either one. Really want to. I think both of them would be kind of cool, but um, I haven't done either one. I know it does sound, you know, cricket farms. It sounds kind of gross, but uh, insects are a big time food source in some countries, and they're crickets, so it's not like they're stink bugs. But I think crickets would be kind of cool if you could process them into like a high protein chicken feed to increase egg production. That would be genius. Like, no, I haven't tried it, so I I, I really wanted to give it a shot. But yeah, if you could, like, so many things give you a higher production for um, like cows and uh, buffalo. If you give them TMR, you get a higher milk production. Why can't they do that with chickens and you feed them the insects to increase their protein, which would then increase their egg production? I actually have chickens at my house, and um, they do increase their production when you give them like uh, uh, fly larvae and mealworm. I mean, the programming is probably easy enough because they've already got it in place for the milk production to increase output based on food source. You'd think that it would be pretty straightforward and easy to do the same thing with chickens. I mean, pigs, you know, you're just breeding them to slaughter. So I understand why there's no increased production. And same with sheep for wool, but goats for the goat milk, it seems like they would increase their production with better food source, like alfalfa pellets. Oh, come on. There we go. I knew we'd get there in the end. Do you roll your crops often, or I usually only roll when I've plowed. There's a lot of truth in that statement. Now, I think the developers, I don't think they're so much, the gamers of the game. Modders, on the other hand, I think that they're creating mods to make, their experience better. So I think the modders probably much more in tune with what the gamer would want. Really, I usually just try to make sure that I push them back down. Um, with a roller, and then once the field, as long as I'm not playing with periodic plowing, uh, I'll push them down one time, and if I'm not in a big rush, I'll go ahead with the roller after I do a direct drill. I like no tilling. Rarely do I use a cultivator. That's kind of a big thing too with that red tape mod is if you can no-till, uh, save on soil erosion. But this Madara is by far my favorite roller. Uh, Only because I can convert it back and forth between a soil roller and a grassland roller. It's really convenient when you can do that. Not have to buy a separate roller to do um, your grass. Oh, another mod I really like having is the extended light. Basically, it gives you a bright light in your vehicles. That's what this normally would have. And then if I control F, I get the extra beam of light. Yeah, like this roller is only like $9,300 and it does 6 meters, which as long as you have less than, 60 acres, I feel like 6 meters is more than adequate. And I love balers that wrap them their own bales. Unless I'm trying to get a couple of grass bales just for sheep or goats or beef cows. I wish that they would allow you to feed ground corn to beef cows, kind of like they would do to fatten them up before slaughter. So when you use your rock picker, do you have some lime production that you put the rocks into, or do you just dump them off into a wooded area? That's what that's what my dad used to do is just dump them into the fence row. All right, check my rocks. Make sure I don't have a ton of stones. Okay. Stones, I have to go back over a couple of spots here. So I'm making this into an entire stream series um, on this map. I just think that's something that I've never done before. Well, I've never done streaming before yesterday. Um, but I was like, you know what? It'd be kind of cool. I'll give it a shot. Bupkis is a term that just does not get enough use. It's like horse pucky. One more pass, and then I just got a couple of touch-up spots. Alright. Apparently I missed one over here. There it is. That is a lot bigger field than I intended to make. Yeah, sometimes I am lost in trying to remember what I just said. Happens to the best of us, and it happens to me too. Um, yeah, I'm not sure why that. I haven't figured out how the delays all work. When I set my uh my bandwidth showed, you know, 10,000 kps, and uh the thing I was using was like, that's way too much. Crank it down to 6,000. So I don't know if that's part of the delay. Having cranked it down to 6,000, maybe. I could probably resolve that though by removing the camera altogether. But I don't know. I sometimes like having to, when I hear somebody's voice, I like to have a face to put with it. I don't know how I got caught up on that. There we go. Swing back that way. All right. Well, I'm not saying I don't have a face for radio and a voice for print, probably to boot, but figure if I'm already putting myself out there vocally, I might as well go full Monty for people and give them a face too. Luckily, I have the beard to cover up some of the ugly. Have you used this carriage house before? I never knew what a carriage house was until I saw this mod. What's on the door? Oh, nothing. It's just like a giant peephole. Yeah, it's kind of a cool little place. I'm just not sure why I have to have three dressers and then so many filing cabinets. I have no idea where I got it or when I got it. Maybe this was a new one. I've seen the treehouse one, but I haven't tried it. I thought it was kind of a cool idea, but like the the tree was just like a trunk, and your house was on top of the trunk with a few branches as support, floor supports. And I was like, I like this idea a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. I want to make a grass field. I just haven't determined where yet. I was actually kind of thinking up here, going in between these, circling back around, but I don't know. I have this whole area up here yet. I'd like to get make a cornfield in there. Maybe I'll just make this into grass. That way I don't have to put in like a roadway, and I'll just have something I can drive over. But I think I'm gonna check the sales really quick. Yeah, nothing I really need in the sales. Let me look real quick. So it was under house. So it's in the multi-farm buildings pack. I mean, there's a few different oh, I know I don't have enough money. Want to see it. I'm not sure why a house that's made of concrete and stone is $96,000 and a carriage house is something else. It's a little kind of crazy, actually. This one. See, I like this. This is also in that same pack. This log cabin, which looks good, but it's not as functional as having a garage directly underneath your house structure. This shed house is a great one too if you haven't used it. Um, Definitely give it a shot. It's got fuel, a high-speed water, a workshop, and pallet storage, as well as sleeping quarters. And it's actually got quite a tall um, like it's a big footprint, but it's got a nice tall um doorway and a nice little side port to take you over to your or your pallet storage, which if you haven't used this one, I definitely recommend this one too to anybody. Um, yeah, the shed house is a great one, and I think it's got four variations of color. So for 20 grand, you're getting your workshop, you're getting a shed, you're getting your house. I mean, the house leaves a lot to be desired. Don't get me wrong, it's basically like workers' quarters. It's got like four or five twin beds all in one room. So this would be like farmhand quarters. But to have the pallet storage, the fuel, I mean, it's not a fuel storage tank, but it is a fuel purchase. I mean, if you just want to fill your tank up, for $200, you can do it. You don't have to fill a whole tank. But yeah, just have that and, have your workshop and all that right in one spot. It's amazing. Definitely recommend that mod. But I think I'm going to hop off here for a little bit. I got a few things I got to get done before I pick up kids from school. So good to have you hang out with me. I really, really appreciate you helping me get that audio fixed. At least better. I don't know if it's fixed completely, but I do appreciate the assistance there. Uh, I will be back on later tonight on probably my uh, head-to-head competitive in doing that. So if you see me on, feel free to stop in and say hi. But I think that I'm going to wrap this up so I can get dishes done and things like that ready so that dinner can be on time. You have a good afternoon.